President Trump campaigned on a vow to keep America from getting too involved in foreign entanglements. And now he wants to make good on that promise in Syria.
I want to get out. I want to bring our troops back home. I want to start rebuilding our nation. We will have, as of 3 months ago, $7 trillion in the Middle East over the last 17 years. We get nothing out of it.
But a number of military analysts worry that would create a vacuum and repeat the same mistakes they say President Obama made in Iraq. Let's discuss that with former Green Beret and congressional candidate Michael Waltz and former Army Military Police Sergeant Chris Neiweem. We thank you both for being here. Thank you for your service to our country. I want to note that Michael Waltz was a Fox News contributor, but now since he's a candidate for Congress, he's not, but he's still joining us here tonight. But thanks, Chris, I want to start with you. I think the president's heart is in the right place, but is it a smart move to telegraph to the enemy that we're going to bring our troops home?
So, Jason, I don't necessarily think he's telegraphing. I think it's a jab. He's throwing a jab to throw out a trial balloon. I mean, certainly the president doesn't think we should be spending endlessly out over there. And I think that many of the experts, many of which I respect, they didn't necessarily get it on post-war Iraq right. And so the president doesn't want us to be endlessly doing stuff over there. We've knocked out over 80-90% of ISIS on the ground with less than 2,000 troops. So he's trying to rebalance and get some of our allies to pay their fair share as well.
So, Michael, is the president doing the right thing? Is he going to really, truly bring all the troops home now?
Well, I think you put it well, Jason, that his heart is in the right place in terms of let's finish this thing and get the soldiers home. But three things are going to happen if we pull out now. It's too soon. The president was absolutely right to take the restrictive ROE off and to focus on annihilating ISIS. But if we pull out now, we're going to see ISIS 3.0. The same conditions that are there that led to ISIS from al-Qaeda will lead to ISIS 3.0. Number two, our allies that we've been so reliant on the ground that has allowed us to only have 2,000 troops on the ground, namely the Kurds and the Arabs, will get annihilated. And if we do have ISIS reconstitute and start attacking Europe and the United States again, then it will have a heck of a time getting them to trust us. And then three, we'll essentially abandon the region to Iran. Now, keep in mind.
But Michael, that would go on in perpetuity. I mean, to meet those conditions, Are we going to be there forever?
Well, look, I mean, we've been in Germany, we've been in Japan, we've been in South Korea. We still have 25,000 troops in Japan. Unfortunately, this president, like with South Korea, is going to have to clean up the messes that Obama left him after 8 years of just essentially turning his back completely on the region. And it's going to take longer. It's just too soon at this point. But he is absolutely right in getting our allies to pay up and to pony up, and we ought to look at what the Bush 41 did in the first Gulf War, where he had Germany, Japan, and the Gulf allies contribute over $50 billion.
No doubt. The president has done huge work there to get the allies to pay for NATO.
And he's done a great job with NATO,
well.
and he absolutely should do this too.
Absolutely. But Chris, under what conditions? When do you actually bring the troops home?
Well, look, I don't think it's going to happen overnight. I think the president's signaling he wants to see more support financially from those in the region, and it's tough work. I mean, many of those we served with in Iraq and Afghanistan lost eyes, lost legs, fighting wars where the post-war reconstruction, other things didn't work, and he's holding up some assets in Syria. But I think ultimately the president's going to galvanize other supporters to come to the table. It's a chess match, and I think he's smart. And he does. Some of our senior advisors don't give him the credit he deserves. It's chess, but we've got to get other allies to do things. I think Mr. Bolton is going to have the president's ear. We're going to have a good plan going forward, but we cannot just endlessly pay and do all the work ourselves without having others help us out. It's not going to be like Iraq, and I think the president is setting those expectations.
Let me ask you, Michael, first. It should be a simple question, but I think it's one of the most difficult questions. What is victory? What is victory in Afghanistan, and what is victory in Syria in dealing with ISIS?
Well, I think, Jason, actually, that's a broader question. What is victory against Islamic extremism? That's really what we're dealing with. And I think that we're dealing with how do we undermine and defeat an ideology, much like we undermined and defeated the ideology of communism. Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, those are the battlefields of this modern, what I think is going to be a generational war to undermine that ideology, because we're dealing with brainwashing and we're dealing with religion, just as it took those other battlefields and 60, 70 years to defeat the ideology of communism. So that's really what we're looking at. And so what does victory look like? What it looks like is when you have women marching in Tehran and Riyadh and Damascus, and where women thrive in civil society and women thrive in politics, you don't see an extremist problem. And that's what we're really dealing with. We are in a global war against Islamic extremism, and these are just but a series of battlefields that we have to win here.
Chris, how do you take what is victory? When you're talking to a 20-year-old who's going into battle, leaving his loved ones, his family behind to go serve the United States overseas, how do you explain to that young soldier or whoever it might be and his family what is victory, and what are you actually, when do you get to that point where you've actually become victorious?
That's a great question, Jason. Well, for one, and it's a topic for another time, we've got to get things right over at the VA. That's a whole other thing. We've got to get veterans able to see doctors in a timely manner and get that right. But I think it's victory is when we're able to see these attacks diminish, when we're able to see ISIS that can't function, can't influence governments over there, and when our allies and we come together with us and have a broad coalition where U.S. forces, it's always damned if you do, damned if you don't with the U.S. military. That's just the truth in the Middle East. And so I think the victories we have, we need to secure by having our coalition governments that we install do their fair share and take control of their future. So it's a tough question to answer, but that's what I'd submit to you.
Well, listen, the spirit of America is unlike anything else in the world, and you see it first and foremost with our United States military. I thank you both for your service and your contribution and your perspectives, and I again thank you here tonight.